In this video I have a Mitsubishi Amplifier, I guess mid-90s, I don't know if it's even that late, early 90s. What is it? An M-U420. Didn't see a lot of Mitsubishi stereo equipment around, but then it was fairly reliable, so you didn't always see the better stuff as a repairer. Designed and engineered by Mitsubishi assembled in Taiwan. 3 AC outlets, 35 watt at no more than 0.8% total harmonic distortion at 1 kilohertz. So it actually tells you what the power outage is, or power output is, which is rare. Yeah, we've got turntable supply. A lot of them had like little plastic turntables that were powered from the amp. It's actually got processor in out, so basically preamp out. Audio out for tape record and VCR. This is that sort of era. Phono tuner, tape play, CD, TV, VCR, AV auxiliary. Well, that's got a few inputs. Hey, it does have a few. 2, 4, 7 of them. Mute equalizer light, I think. Standby, remote sensor. I don't think it had anything to run the remote to anything else, did it? No, sometimes it could be an RCA or something. No optical inputs. No idea if this thing does anything. So let's plug it in and test it, I guess. Must have been cheap somewhere, so I grabbed it. Oh, I've got a standby light, mute flashing, so that's your protection. 5-band graphic equalizer. Oh, that's on or off. Oh, that's why it's got an equalizer light. Oh, yeah, that little green light comes on. Probably should clean that display off a bit. Can hear it humming a bit. Mute. Click in the relay. Click out the relay. It's got a LED on the volume which probably flashes when you change it with the remote. Well, the fact the protection's working, I don't think we need to bother testing for DC on the outputs. So now we've got one of the 5 disc players I fixed hooked up. I got rid of the other CD player because it was skipping because it was right next to the speakers. I'm going to turn this thing back on. Turn the volume down a bit. Go to CD input, and it's got a little green light for that. And start her up. One channel's not too happy. Pot or something. That seems alright now. It's the equalizer switch. At least I think it is. Better give that a clean, I think. If I can even get to the thing, I bet there's a big panel behind the front. Big Sega board or whatever, and metal panel. I have to take the whole front off the thing. No, actually I don't need to take those second screws off. Lower down on the back panel. Wow, a lot of dust in it. STK4162 output chip. I think that was used in quite a few things, possibly even some of the Sonys. What on earth is that? That chip looks burnt, but I doubt it will be. Just something that's fallen through the dust and made it look a bit weird. And that's a Hitachi HD 14 something, so Mitsubishi used a Hitachi chip. even though they did fab some of their own chips, the main chip here is an NEC, so we do have a Mitsubishi under there and another one, not sure what they're driving. So where is it switched? But yeah, this amount of dust would explain. Yeah, we've got a, it's actually mounted on the front of a board behind the front panel. But yeah, that is filthy. Pretty bad for an amp to get that much dust in it. But who knows where this was used. Could have been relegated to a workshop amplifier or something. And in fact the foot on it has got a lot of rust or something on it, so it's been sitting on something damp somewhere. But that might have just been storage. Did that just come out of there? I thought it was a coin for a minute, but it's a piece of clear plastic. Is that off the top of a cap or something? Don't know what that is. Now, oh, everything comes with it by the look of it. So we've got a volume control coming with it. We've got the whole circuit board. What holds what together here? I think, oh, well, they're not plugs, are they? Oh, that's a bit annoying. Not quite what I expected. We can probably unplug the volume control, I think. That wire goes nowhere useful. That one goes to that board. What do we got here? Yellow wire. And whatever they are. That's your power, and oh no, we've still got another connector. Oh, that goes to the LED, I think. Well, that gets us somewhere maybe. That's got a plug at least. Well, that's what we do to get this thing to that position. That's our switch there, I think. Yep. Should really put something under that to protect it, but it is only a beaten up amp. And I'm not going to press too hard on it, but otherwise I'll be risking putting some marks on the front, especially since that's an aluminium heatsink in it. Yeah, that'll be a bit harsh on things. Man, how many screws are in this thing? Well, at least they made the front sturdy, I guess, as has to be done. But yeah, are we going to have any knobs to come off the equaliser or anything? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, look at that dust behind the front panel. Interesting looking LEDs. Not very bright though. It's always coming back at me, this one. All these modern switches that don't like to take any cleaner in them. Now that isn't just dust that fell in it, that is actual house dust kind of stuff. I guess we should probably give that a quick clean too. Chance to clean the knobs up. The volume control is absolutely filthy. That's got some sort of cigarette smoke or something on it. Oh, we've got this display thing here, haven't we? I think it's only just a few little LED points in it. Oh, there was a lamp there. Did that light up? I was going to say some of this style of amp did light up. Oh, we haven't got the volume control plugged in. Although more or less just want to see if the light comes on at this point. I guess just being careful. Shouldn't be any high voltage on this bit, but treat everything with caution. Yeah, quite a bit of noise coming out of that. Something tells me that is not going. Where's the voltage come from down there? That's a bit difficult to measure. Oi. Turned it off, it kept running, but okay. Volts AC probably, who knows. That's a 12 volter by the look of it. I can see it going down to a fuse. I think these they're little kind of wedgy lamp fittings at least, or little fittings that can be removed. But I don't think there's a wedge lamp. I can see the leads underneath, usually means they're just a lamp on a base. I think you can jiggle the old one out and put a new one in. Is it going to have some sort of, yeah, it's got a blue covering on it. And it's very cooked, and that's often the case, and getting that blue covering out in one piece. So they've got the wire wrapped around this bit. Where's it going? Oh, it goes into the lamp there, and it ends, I guess, there. So if we start here and flick that up, yeah, it's starting to push up. What you can just do is unwind that, straighten it out. Where's the other one? Oh, it's under there. Yeah, same story. Straighten them out and grab the little blue bit. God, they're tiny little ones. Oh, this thing's actually going to come off. Wow, Mitsubishi made that out of some quality plastic for a change. So there's our little lamp. So it's, yeah, looking at that, it's a 3mm. I've got a 6 volt one, of course, but no 12 volt. These are slightly bigger 12 volt. I don't think they'll fit in there, but we can have a look. It's not far off. Will it fit in that? Well, I guess we can just poke it in there. Not really. I might be able to jam it in there, which is not ideal, of course, but I don't really want to wait for one to have to order one in. You could probably drill this plastic ever so slightly bigger if you're very careful. It's not very wide. I think we might get away with that. That's why I always used to stock all the sizes, because you do not want to get a job like this and have to put it aside. Oh, we just split the plastic a little bit, I think, and come back to it later. So it goes around there, and to there. Down the slot, around the front is where it connects. Just a couple of pads on the board. Let's get some fine pliers here and just cut them off. Yes, those two front bits of wrapped over wire, probably should have pressed them down and made them a bit tighter, but I don't think it really matters. That one's bent up a little bit. And yeah, it just goes on those copper bits you can see there. Just got to get it the right way around. It went in on some funny angle. There it is, and rotate it. Is that lit? It still doesn't look lit to me, but yeah, don't think I changed it for nothing. Wouldn't be the first time. I doubt it would have blown a fuse or something, but well, we had 12 volts there, didn't we? So yeah, old one's blown. Okay, I'm going to unscrew it just so I can see if it's lit or not. Oh, this isn't going on properly, I don't know. Oh, that is the correct position, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it looks like the plastic's actually failed on this. I'm not sure, I get a feeling that wasn't even there when I got it off, but it was held in place, it seemed. So we're going to have to solder it on anyway by the look of it. Well, that's a bit annoying. What I can do though, I think, is just... Not surprising with this old stuff though, everything's getting old and falling to bits. Especially when it's been that hot. I guess ideally you'd probably put an LED or something in there anyway. And what used to be a nice simple job is now a bit of a time waster. So we actually want to flick this off to one side if we just make it so that last bit sticks out, and same on the other one. That'll hold the little plastic bit in place and everything. Yeah, I guess it'd be better if it runs under that bit a bit. If I scrape the right bits then. Close enough, I think. We can make that work. Take a bit more lacquer off. Well, there, don't we? Not down there. Okay, let's try again. It's sitting on a bit of an angle, but that's no big deal. There we go. Blue doesn't really do an awful lot, but maybe that lamp's a bit bright and there's a bit of the plastic that fell out. Oh, well, let's try it again. Oh wow, that does light up. Not sure it's even meant to be very blue. That's not crackling. We're on the wrong input probably. What a difference that lamp makes. The front lights up quite nicely now, white and green. Actually looks quite nice. Nice sleek sort of display, nice colours. So yeah, not really sure why the blue, maybe to make the green a bit more green and the white a bit more white by bluing up the incandescent light. But yeah, it really lights up now. But yeah, not the best condition the front on it anyway. Guess we can just have a quick look at the soldering underneath the amp. Make sure it's alright, but normally Mitsubishi stuff had pretty good soldering in it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. No sign of running hot anywhere, I don't think. A few cobwebs. Yeah, that looks like new in there really. A little bit of flux in there, but other than that, so that's it, cleaned up a bit. Got the worst of the dust out of it. Still a bit dirty in there, so I've always had something more than just dust in it. A little bit of a coating on the board. Could be cigarette smoke, could be something damp has been in there, but it's not too bad condition. Looks quite nice lit up. If worse comes to worse, I'll just keep it as a display piece, but I'm going to have to get rid of some of this stuff. But maybe I've started piling a bit of it up, so maybe we'll get it all on some shelves and have a look at it. At least enjoy it for a little bit as a sort of display, and then I'll have to get rid of some of this stuff, I think. And there's a few dots of paint. Sometimes a bit of metho will remove paint, and sometimes it won't. It's taking something off though, which is always a worry. That's helped get that off. And another bit there. And a few bits of God knows what on there. It's certainly not going to be a nice amp for home hi-fi use, I don't think, and not a particularly desirable amp. I actually kind of like this era because it was when I was sort of able to afford hi-fi equipment stuff. This was the sort of stuff that was new back then. And not the greatest stuff on earth, but not too bad either. It tends to sound alright, but never going to be a classic, I don't think. But I guess with some of us younger people, rather than the boomers, it's going to be the sort of thing we'll look back to one day. But that's all we'll do with that one. At least it's lit up again. We fixed that switch from being scratchy. Cleaned it up a bit better, but it's far from perfect condition. And yeah, a lot of inputs. They are all separate, aren't they? Just one tape input. Yeah, VCR, TV, AV/auxiliary, which we've already got AV with VCR, really. Tape tuner, CD, phono. It's almost like they put every label you could possibly want on a separate switch. And yeah, basic equalizer if you want to change the sound. Headphone socket, balance. Pretty standard sort of simple amp, no extras and stuff to mess around with. No doubt this came with matching tape, CD, tuner, which have all long since disappeared. Remotely controlled signal input. So does that mean you could switch inputs? Probably, well, we know it had a motorized volume control because we saw that, so probably, and it did have a standby light, I think, so you must be able to maybe turn it on at the main switch because that's mechanical, and then put it into standby. Well, it's got a standby transformer in there, so that's usually a good sign that it's got 5 volts that can then switch more. So basic sort of remote unit, had all the functions you really wanted, on and off, volume, input select. Don't really need any more than that, and makes for a nice simple remote usually. But that's all we'll do with that for now, so thanks for watching.